the Ocho Cortado. What is an Ocho Cortado? Well, basically it means, when you translate the word cortado from Spanish to its English cognate, it means a cut ocho, or a cutted ocho is actually what it literally translates as. So what is it? This is one of tango's more venerable turns. We use it in very specific places, specifically at the edges or the corners of the room. We can also use it as an end stop, meaning that after I'm exiting out of the followers molinete, I can engage the Ocho Cortado. There are other places where we want to engage the Ocho Cortado, but this is pretty much the two most common places where they're used. All right, so let's dive into exactly what the Ocho Cortado is from a leading perspective as well as from a following perspective. In just a moment, what we're going to do is, well, not just a moment, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you both sides of the Ocho Cortado. Using myself, and then in a little bit I'm going to invite my assistant up to show you what this looks like with a couple in open embrace as well as from close embrace. We are not going to do any variations of this idea so that we're absolutely clear about this. There are other videos on Tango topics that can show you the multiple variations of this idea. This is pretty much just a basic vanilla like there is such a thing, a basic vanilla idea of what the Ocho Cortado is. I will also point out that there is a follower technique video on the Ocho Cortado. Please, for the love of God, go look at it because it's kind of sort of important stuff. All right, having said that, let's dive into the Ocho Cortado. So from a leading perspective, first and foremost, from a leading perspective, this is a really simple thing to do. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. We're going to do this into the camera, and then we're going to do it from the side. So this is boom with my left, back with the left, slightly back, come to collection, and then side with my right. And then, here comes the fun part, come back to collection. Otra vez. The very first step of the Ocho Cortado is usually done with a lead left. There is the lead right version of this, or the closed side version. We're not going to get into that. That's an Ocho Cortado variation. Please go look at it. It's in your Tango Topics library. All right, so this very first step is step with my left, and this is more than what we would like to call it's not a rock step, it's more of a check step more than anything else, because there's no actual weight transfer here. So this is forward with the left, back with the left, collect and then pass through collection, and then side with the right. Come back to collection, and that's it. It does not get any more complex than that. One more time. So this is check step with the left, back with the left, pass through collection, side with the right, and we'll get to what my feet are doing in just a moment, and then come back to collection. What is my body doing? What is my upper body doing during this? Well, funny you should ask that question, Mr. Miles. Good thing I did, huh? All right. So what's my upper body doing? Watch what happens. So this is boom, and notice that the opposition happens here. Yes, kind of sort of important. I want to go back with my left, and look what's happening here. What I'm doing is I'm turning my torso to allow the follower space to transition across me. Now, as I plant my foot for the right, watch what happens. I go with the follower into that motion so that we are quite literally perpendicular to, or she's quite literally perpendicular to where she was. Yes? And now we come back. Boom. Watch what happens one more time. So this is with the sort of with the embrace, ha. So this is boom, and you can clearly see the opposition that occurs. I come back, and I'm creating space here. Yes. And then boom, and then boom, just like that. From the side. So this is boom. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. One more time. So this is forward with my left, back with the left, pass through collection with my right, side with the right, and notice where my foot is pointed. Yes, it's pointed out at a 90-degree angle perpendicular to where we were. And notice what's happening to my upper body. Yes? And then come back to collection. One more time. So this is check step with my left, back with the left, pass through collection with the right, side with the right, and then come back to collection with my right. Yes? Upper body, one more time. So this is opposition. I'm creating space as I step backwards. Yes? I'm creating this torso rotation. Side with the right, and I come perpendicular with my follower. Boom. Just like that. All right. That is the follower side of this is I won't say it's challenging, but there are two things that the follower absolutely, one more time with feeling, absolutely has to do without a doubt. So we'll get into that, what that looks like right now. All right. So again, right into the camera. The follower side of this equation, I'm going to go back with the right. Yes? That's a check step and a rebound. Yes? So it's back with the right, boom. And now I want to go forward with my right, cross over my left, side with the left, and here comes the fun part. I want to go boom. That little tiny piece right there is called a replacement step. And it quite literally places the follower back in line with the lead. And now I want to go boom, just like that. What's the just like that? That is a cross that I have been, quote, led to. One more time. So I want to go back with the right, cross over with the left, side with the left, replacement step with the right to get back in front of my lead, cross over with the left. Yes? From the side. So I want to go back with the right. That's a check step and a rebound. I want to cross over with my right, over my left. Yes? Side with the left. You'll notice that there was a little tiny, a very small, little tiny, and an actual pivot, not disassociation, not applied disassociation, but an actual body pivot. Now comes the fun part, and this is one of the two things that the follower absolutely has to do here. Now, they don't necessarily need to do it, but it would be helpful if they actually did it. Because if they don't, and I'll explain why it's sort of important in just a moment. All right, and that's the replacement step. And that little tiny replacement step places you right back in front of your lead. The whole point of why the follower crosses their feet, or one of the whole points of the reason why the follower crosses their feet, has everything to do with the fact that the follower needs to get back in front of their lead. That said, now, here comes the other fun part. I want to, and this is the other important component here, is I want to, and it is an actual pivot, another one, I know, the stretch of the realm of the hard to believe. Now I want to go boom, and then boom. Yes? Now I have a ton of options from this position to this position. Please, for the love of God, go look at your Tango Topics library, follower technique, Ocho Cortado technique. There's a whole bunch of options that are sitting there that we don't have time to get into today, so that's why I shot a whole video just on that item. All right. Just because you see me every once in a while looking down at the follower's feet and going, yes, and I'm describing things, that does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that you should watch your follower's feet. That's me, the teacher, who's been at this for the better portion of 14 or 15 years at this point, explaining what's going on and explaining to you as it's happening. You, on the other hand, know absolutely nothing. Therefore, I am going to remind you posture, 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 which is also a little reminder to me, posture, posture, posture. So as many years as you've been, or that you will be dancing, you still, this is going to be an issue, and it's an issue for every dancer, that we have this desire to watch our partner's feet. And you can't necessarily, well, no, you can do it, but we don't necessarily want to do that. And the whole reason has everything to do with the vertical visual line that we are creating. So if I'm watching my follower's feet while this is happening, and she's watching my feet, look at the structure that's created. Anna's giggling right now, but look at the structure that's actually happening here. Look at the visual lines that are being generated. However, if we're standing up straight and tall, yes. Now watch what happens when I engage in Ocho Cortado. Yes? Boom. Versus the collapsed version where we're watching each other's feet. Oh, yes, that looks lovely, doesn't it? Oh, yes, and she's giggling. Isn't that lovely? Okay. So we don't necessarily want to watch each other's feet. It poses a less than desirable visual that doesn't exactly sell the shoe or sell the partnership. All right.